Okay, today I'm going to try my hand at investment casting. This is an investment casting lost wax mold ring. You see I've got a little blue sprue, and when I say a vent hole, I got a sprue down at the bottom right there. And this is actually an investment flask. I've only used it once and it wasn't successful, so we're going to try it again. I have mixed up some investment. It's like plaster, only it's doesn't dry quite as quick as you can see. Normally plaster would be set up by now. So I'm going to pour this into the flask and let it set up overnight. And pour it to the side. Slowly let it build up around the ring. Helps reduce air bubbles. Now I've vibrated this bowl pretty good to get a lot of the air bubbles out. In case you want to know, playing with wax is a pain in the butt because it won't stick sometimes. Hope I got enough. I might not have enough. I have to mix up a little bit more. Alright, yeah, let me mix up a little bit more to cover that. I'll be right back. Okay, after I scraped the bowl, I had enough to cover the ring, but as you can see when I vibrate it, you can still see the ring coming up there. So I'm going to mix up a handful more and pour it over the top of it. I'm just vibrating it to get the air bubbles out. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up and pour it in there. I'll be right back. Okay, I've mixed up more investment and added about a ½ inch over the top of the ring. Normally you would use a vacuum chamber to vacuum out the air before you poured the investment, and then after you pour the investment in the mold like this, the flask, you would vacuum it again. I have a vacuum chamber, but the chamber is cracked, so I wouldn't get a very good vacuum anyway. So I just use it this way, and I shake the hell out of it, and I tap on the side of it to get the air bubbles up, and that way you don't get air bubbles in the mold that might cause it to crack, and to prevent air bubbles from being around your lost wax casting, so that you know, it doesn't turn out too bad. You don't have as much cleanup. The last time I tried this, I couldn't get the silver to go down into the mold far enough, so I've added an air vent sprue to get the silver to go down in there. So we'll let this sit until tomorrow and see how it turns out. Okay, today we're going to pop the bottom off our flask and see how the sprue looks. Do that in my kitchen sink here. See, it's just a rubber bottom, and that's the wax sprue. And somewhere along here is my, it might be it there. There's an air vent that I installed. I'll have to find it and clean it out. You don't really want to mix this stuff up in your sink, because if it gets in your drain, it will solidify and stuff up your drain. Oh, wait a minute, there might be it there. Don't know that. I know it was close to the surface. Hell, it may have fallen off when I was pouring in the wax. I mean the investment. I guess you never know sometimes. You see how it left a nice deep bowl to pour your silver in. Well, I guess that vent hole is not there anymore. Must have fallen off in the attempt to fill it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this outside, and I'm going to heat it up in the furnace and allow this to melt out and harden the mold. And then we'll melt some silver and pour it inside there. But first I'm going to clean up my mess in the sink so nobody don't wash it down. That's the last thing I need to stuff up my sink. Okay, I had to cut down on the air intake. Didn't want to start. Just let it warm up slow like that. We'll put the top on it. Okay, I'm going to flip the crucible over and move it out the way. It should have melted and run out by now. That's the bottom of the ring right there. You can see the vent hole opened up as well. So we're going to stick this back down in there on the side so that it'll finish the burnout. Now we're going to stick our silver in there so it can start melting. slag out of the silver and pour it into the mold. Okay, there ain't much slag in there. It's already been melted once. All right. Ooh, it's still hot. All right. That ain't gonna work. We're gonna have to take this out. Relight the furnace. Get out the damn cup. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go grab my other silver and put it in there and melt it down so I have planned. I'll be right back. Alright. I got that giant ingot I made the other day. I'm going to put that in there. Okay, ring pour was unsuccessful. You can see that yellow on there. That's from wax residue. There was actually wax residue left inside the mold, so even though the vent hole was open, all the wax didn't come out. I should have left it in there longer. Alright, so I guess back to the drawing board. Okay, after my last failure, I decided to use this ring. It's a lion's head that's supposed to have jewels in his eyes and jewels in his mouth, which I'm not doing. But you see, I made a nice fat sprue, and I got 2 vent pipes coming off the sides, and I got a sprue down the middle to fill up the head, and I'll cut all that off after I pour the mold, if it's successful. Generally, this type of mold, it requires you to have a centrifuge to sling the silver into the mold. I don't have one of those, so you know, I'm doing this just testing the waters. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the investment on this and let it get hard, and we'll see if I have any better luck. Okay, I have successfully mixed the investment mix and poured it onto the mold. Now we have to let this cure up, and then we'll start the process all over again, try and get some silver in there. See you guys later. So after doing some research, I found out you only have to let the investment dry about 15 to 30 minutes, and then you're supposed to burn it out for 12 hours. That's been going for about an hour. Who knew it took that long to burn wax out of a mold? Well, I'll just let it run. See how hot that is right now. Steel flask is glowing red. Alrighty, thank you. Think that's hot enough? Back up a little bit here. Well, all the instructions say you have to burn it out for, supposed to bring it up slowly, up to 1300 degrees, and most people, they burn it out for 12 hours. Well, that's been cooking for about 4 hours, probably 3000 degrees. I don't know if it's messed up or not, but it's been cooking for 4 hours at about 3,000, 2 to 3,000 degrees there. And it is glowing red. That is a stainless steel crucible. I don't know if you can see that, but it is glowing red. It's a flask, not a crucible. But anyway, I think I'm going to turn it over, check it out, and then I'm going to drop my silver in there and melt my silver again and try pouring this thing. Hopefully I have some success. If not, I'm going to post this video with whatever I've got. And I'll have to talk to old Bob Nerd and see if he can help me figure out how to make one of those centrifuges to spin these suckers around and disperse the silver into the mold. So let me turn this sucker off, and we're gonna see how it does. That thing is so hot that it would spontaneously reignite. That's how hot it is. Wow, I'm impressed with myself. Alright, it's off. Let me put my gloves on, turn it over and clean it out, and then I'll put my silver back in there. Okay, so I poured the silver into the mold, and I can tell didn't seem to go down inside the mold very well. It kind of splashed over. So I stuck it back in the furnace to see if I could melt it down in there. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, there's the ring. A little fucked up, but that's alright, we'll fix it. I just wanted to show you what I did was I took the flask out of the furnace and set it on the ground for about 5 minutes and let it cool off a little bit so that the silver in the ring could solidify. Once it started to solidify, I didn't have to worry about it, you know, getting disfigured when I put it in the water. I set it in a bucket of water and it bubbled and spit and splashed and everything else under the sun. Finally this here came out. It's a lion's head ring. I gotta clean it up and pickle it and make it look like a shiny new ring. This is my first sort of successful ring pour, and I'm going to keep track of this. I'm going to remove the sprues and the overflows and everything, and I am going to polish it up and see how it looks. If I don't like it, I'll melt the little sucker back down. And that's the sprue there, pure silver, well, 90% silver. Mostly 90% silver. So I'd say it's probably sterling silver. How about that? Anyway, I'm going to clean this up and I'll let you see it when I get done. Okay. Here it is. The lion's head silver ring, made from scrap silver. Little boo-boo right there. I didn't want to go too deep and get it too thin, so I just left it like that. I don't know what size it is. I didn't size it, but yeah, it's my first successful ever glossed wax casting. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all have a great day.